Picking up from the previous video, I think we should finally start on the engine side. Maybe we'll go from top to bottom, and we should start off with this. So I recently picked up this B series valve cover. It is not the perfect one in the world. They basically shaved off the dual overhead cam VTEC logo, and they shaved off a little bit of the Honda logo as well from here and here. This was recently been painted red, as you guys can see. Paint everywhere, and I did put paint stripper on this off camera just to see how it would look, and I think it turned out fine. So I'm probably just going to use a wire brush on a rotary tool to take some of these off, and let's go do that. If you guys didn't know, this engine basically came with a knockoff Mugen style valve cover, which is this one right here. This one actually looks good in person. However, the only downside to this is that if we ever have to run these types of valve covers, it will not seal properly. When I was doing a tear down on that engine, there was some oil present in the spark plug holes. So if you ever want to run one of these, you will always have a valve cover leak on these parts. I am selling these valve cover, so if you're located in Perth area, this one is for sale. However, if I don't sell it, I will modify this and cut the cam gear covers and basically shave all this down and make it work for that, so that it doesn't leak. But for now, we will stick into running the OEM one, which is this one right here. So before I start scrubbing away on this, I'm just going to do another coat of paint stripper, and paint stripper that I'll be using would be this one right here. It's my first time using this, and I'm not sure if it's gonna work well or not, but let's see. I'll be using this because it's really hard to get any of the scrub pads that I have onto these crevices, especially in this part and the corner parts of the valve cover. So I think this would help. So I just got that valve cover sitting outside, baking in the sun, so we'll come back to this and hopefully that product worked. So she's been sitting here for a couple of hours now, and I might just start scrubbing on this again, and my wire brush broke. I moved inside because it started to rain again. Ooh, bee. Not sure if the camera will pick that up, but I think that spray is actually working. Got bits of the paint peeling off, which is a good sign. I'll leave this for a couple of hours, and hopefully we can wash it off and get all these rust out as well. After letting it dry under the sun, I've started to use the rotary tool and the wire brush attachment on the valve cover, and this is what it looks like. Unfortunately, I could not get some of the paint marks that are still present where the valve cover seals go. I tried everything, heavy duty paint stripper, and it's still present. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spray over it with high temp primer. I've basically used this attachment right here to get into the small crevices, and especially where the grommets go, and this one worked fine. And I used the wire wheel along the edge here, and it did work, but I could not get all of it. When you're using any rotary tool on valve covers like this, you just want to be on the very slow speed, because you don't want to take any material off on this where the seal would go, and that would make it leak. So the color that I've chosen for the valve cover is a flamenco black pearl or a starlight black pearl, paint code NH592P. This is basically one of 4 colors you can get for the EK Civic. So I got the valve cover prepped and ready for paint. I wiped it down with wax and grease remover, and after that with isopropyl alcohol, and masked it all up. So I'll be using VHT engine primer to start off on the valve cover. Now we wait. Final coat done, and now we'll let it bake in the sun for 30 minutes, and we'll start with the collar. Now we just learned that this paint primer does not work well with this one, and I'll show you why. I had to redo it all over again. So what I've done here, it's still the same process, but instead of using engine primer, I used etch primer, which helped the color to stick to the valve cover. So here's the outcome of the paint job that we did. I'm not too sure if the camera will pick it up though. I've also painted all the accessories that came with that engine, similar steps to the valve cover, and I did that off camera.